taking off. Out. This is flight. Bullring, airborne. Over.
Bullring, proceed with your mission.
Bullring, 2, airborne. Bullring, 3, airborne. Bullring, 4, airborne. Bullring, 5, airborne. Bullring, 6, airborne. Bullring, 7, airborne. Bullring, 8, airborne.
Alright guys, we are in the air, and I just wanted to say welcome back to IL-2. This is my Mustang, my P-51 career with Dallas Rittner, and we are on a mission to fly over the channel to France, and we are going to bomb an airfield, not an airfield, we're going to bomb some artillery. We have some artillery we're going to bomb. I'm carrying 2 500-pound bombs. And I put the call letters on my plane. Mr. Everything. Not meal ready to eat. And on the other side, it's everything Mr. Yeah, but that's just the way the labeling works. It's MRE. Alright, so something I wanted to bring up as I catch up to the rest of the flight was that I'm gonna toy around with the recordings in the game and see if I can't get those to mesh with some highlighted areas, like maybe when I drop the bombs, or when I take off, or when I land, but not throughout the entire mission. I'm not going to have it recording as I stream. There was an update, which is the Normandy map, of course, but there was some damage model modifications that I didn't realize when I was reading the patch notes. I kind of just glazed over it until I watched this other gentleman's Normandy update video, and he made a comment about how the aircraft skins are thinner now. They're more closely representative of an actual airframe, and how the pilot's health has been more accurately modeled, as opposed to giving them 4 times the health that they're supposed to have. And the weapon damages for the high explosive rounds like from the 20 millimeter and the 30 millimeter cannons, has actually been reduced because it was buffed to make it in line with the thicker skins. But what that thicker skin had done was prevented machine gun fire from either your 30 caliber or your 50 calibers from actually penetrating the hull. I say hull, but I mean the skin of the aircraft. So by thinning the skins of the aircraft, what that did was make the cannons too powerful, so they reduced the damage of the cannons. So what it actually did was make the machine guns more effective, right? Because the thinner skin and the less damage on the cannons was kind of a wash, but it made the machine guns more effective. So even your Hurricane with the 30 caliber machine guns can now actually damage a 109, where in the past, after about 300 yards, the bullets would lose so much energy that they would just bounce off the aircraft. And now the 50 cals, when they penetrate the skin of the aircraft, they actually do quite a bit of damage, penetrating the aircraft entirely in some cases. So without realizing it as a pilot, in game, as a player pretending to be a pilot in game, I was feeling that the 50 caliber machine guns were way less effective than historical. And so I was internally, because I never went to the forums to make a post or anything like that, but internally I was complaining to myself that I like the 50 caliber machine guns in what I believe they should be, but in this game they were ineffective, and I was like upset about that. But now the 50 caliber machine guns should be effective, and they should, in my opinion, actually be more effective than cannons, and only because the 50 caliber has a higher rate of fire and more ammunition, where the cannons are effective, but they're slower firing, or at least they should be, and they should have a significant drop-off in range, because that heavy cannon, at a certain range, the what do you call it, there's a word for it, not the cumulus effect, but there is a curvature of the earth / gravity and wind resistance effect on a cannon shell that's a lot different than a 50 caliber bullet. They also said that, now this is in the patch, this was not in his video, in the patch it mentioned that the relative velocity of your bullet will have an impact on the amount of damage it does. So if you're flying head on, you're going to do almost double damage because of the relative velocity of your bullet compared to their aircraft. Where if you're behind them, it'll be like the two planes are stationary and you're firing a 50 caliber machine gun, which is still pretty deadly. So I was extremely happy about that as well. And I was noticing that with the thinner skin and the aircraft seemed like when you shoot at them, they will lose parts and pieces more rapidly, like ailerons or the rudder or something, or maybe even the whole tail section from taking damage. So that is appreciated. Let's just say I really appreciate that. Alright, so let's take a look at the map real quick. We haven't gotten very far, but then again, I haven't fast forwarded or anything like that. So let me go ahead and just fast forward a little bit until we get closer to the objective, and then we'll go ahead and drop some bombs. Alright, it looks like about halfway across the channel we encountered some P-47s that have kind of just started to fly around us. Maybe that was scheduled, but looks like, I think they're P-47s. Hang on, yeah, and they're flying top cover for us, is what it looks like. Maybe that was scheduled and I missed that as part of the briefing. Alright, checking out the mission briefing, it did say that our fighter escort was going to meet us at waypoint 2, and so it did. Alright, so we are getting pretty close to the objective. I think I'm just going to jump into my... What is this red on the map? Okay, there's airplanes over on the right. Right over there. The escort's not going after them. They're staying on top of us. Okay. Now I thought I had fixed this track IR, so let me just mess around with this little... Let me sit properly. See, it keeps popping up and going down, so if I don't move... Okay, I dropped the...
Engaging AAA to the south. Range 3 miles. Out.
I'm just going to kind of follow them in. Okay, maybe I should open the bomb bay doors. They're not all going to bomb that one thing, are they? I haven't dropped any bombs, so... I don't want to blow up somebody's farm. I'm looking for targets of opportunity now. There's like nothing here. Oh, wait, what do I got over here? Okay, here we go. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to try to reattach ourselves to our flight, and we'll fly on home. Alright guys, it looks like we are going to be coming in for a landing. I'm going to jump the gun and just go ahead and go in first.
Requesting landing approach. Over.
Forward. Proceed.
Full right. Roger. Break off and land individually.
So what I'm going to do is enter a right pattern. The P-47s had flown all the way back with us. That's our little airfield right there. Little L shape. Speed is way too high, so I'm basically just letting it bleed off. I see the rest of the squadron made a much bigger pattern. So I've decided to kind of accommodate them, because it'll help slowing the plane down. Looks like there's another airfield right here. Okay, it feels like we're getting pretty slow, so. So I'm dropping the flaps. Brought my speed back up to 150 with full flaps. Drop the gear when I'm online. Bring the speed up.
Mayflower, this is Bullring, leader, requesting landing clearance. Over.
Bullring. Affirmative. Clear to land.
Bullring, leader, copy.
Speed was dropping because at 130 it'll be a nice slow descent. So I gotta keep it over 130. 150 seems nice. Okay, let's turn into final. Gear.
Mayflower, this is Bullring, leader, landed. Over.
Bullring. Clear the runway.
Bullring, leader, roger.
Too many trees in this area. It's hard to see the airfield. Ah, there. I believe that's it. Whether it is or not, that's where I'm landing. Oh.
Mayflower, this is Bullring 8, requesting landing clearance.
That's
Over.
me.
Bullring. Affirmative. Clear to land.
Nice.
Bullring 8, copy. Mayflower, this is Bullring 8, landed. Over.
Bullring. Clear the runway.
Bullring 8, roger.
All right, they're calling that armaments now. I think they've changed the name of it, but at least I got one cannon. Okay, so Dallas did lose control and crash. I thought I saw somebody crash. Craig got a machine gun, a AAA, and I had gotten a cannon. All right. All right, well, thanks for coming out. Now, I just want to point something out. This mission was on April 19th, which means there's still a couple of months till D-Day. I know a lot of people are excited to see D-Day in action and stuff like that, and I know there's a lot of streamers out there doing the D-Day battles, but I'm going to progress my campaign up to that point. I even considered switching to like the Spitfire or something like that, just because I like the Spitfire. But then, ever since I realized that the 50 calibers were actually doing the proper damage, I decided I'm going to stick with the P-51, which is one of my favorite planes of all time. All right, I'll see you in the next video.